Earn Your Leisure makes major changes. That's right. They have completely overhauled everything they have been doing after a rough start in 2024. I mean, the channel was looking down bad, views were looking terrible, and it seemed like they completely abandoned the upkeep of their media company. Well, now we have to examine what did they do and if it's working. Also, could it be too late? For those of you that don't know, a lot of people were talking about how Earn Your Leisure's YouTube channel was basically dead.
So if you look at Earn Your Leisure's channel, they have 1.5 million subscribers. Their channel is dead.
I mean, they were getting very light views, and I even did a video about it critiquing, their approach and how they weren't prioritizing their whole media company. A lot of folks said, hey, Danny, you know what? They got InvestFest. They got all of this and they got all of that. Well, I don't think that really worked out because their most visible platform looked to be severely lacking. It got so bad that Rashad said he doesn't care about views.
You think I care about YouTube? You're dead.
Which is always a sign of a fledgling operation. Could you imagine if, a big company says they don't care about their most visible platform? However, after I made that video, I feel like I set a spark in Earn Your Leisure, as they did make a lot of the changes I was talking about. For example, if you go on their channel and you look at the stark difference in their approach to YouTube versus a couple months ago, you will see some of the changes they made. One, they changed their thumbnails. Their thumbnails are completely different. And if you look, it's a bit like the changes I said to make. Make them a little bit more clear. Make them a little bit more straight to the point. And if you look at this thumbnail, 50 Cent's success secrets versus this random thumbnail here, Chipotle stock analysis, you can kind of see what I was getting at. And then you can see the actual improvements. I mean, you got clips getting 3,000 views, 4,000 views, but then that 50 Cent clip gets 402,000. Now, granted, people are going to say, that's 50 Cent, Danny. You know that's going to work. But if you look at something like this thumbnail, Change the Game, Dark Psychology with 19 keys, you can kind of see the direction they're going. They're making things a little bit more easier for the viewer to watch. They're getting on that algorithm. On top of that, they also created a second channel, or they're using it more actively, Earn Your Leisure Clips. Now, what this does for them is it allows them to actually separate out the content that isn't working for them and gets it away from their most visible YouTube channel. So right now they got about 5,000 subscribers, 118 videos. So some of those are getting 71 views, very low views, but for the most part, it's not on their channel. And this is how you kind of run a PR campaign. It allows you to, hey man, this channel, the main Earn Your Leisure channel is good. Y'all can't talk none of that crazy stuff. We killing the game. We doing at least 50,000 views every video we drop. But then you have your clips channel, which you allow to kind of test things out. All right, these are the clips that are doing bad. These are the thumbnails that are working. And if you look at their thumbnails, they're a lot better. They've improved. And only time will tell what Earn Your Leisure does next, as I actually think they may have course corrected and right the ship and are now in a much better spot than they were a few months ago. And it's kind of good to see a success story, because a lot of times creators can be arrogant. They think they're above it. But a lot of the advice that I was able to kind of illustrate did help them. More clear thumbnails, more engaging titles, less confusion on the channel. And I'm curious to see if they go back to their old ways, because now with the YouTube channel looking more healthy, they are in a better spot. Like, I'm talking about significantly better spot. It's always about the optics and content creation. Now, as for Troy and Rashad, we will see, as Rashad is a bit of a, he's a little arrogant sometimes. It gets a little crazy. He threatens people to fight.
Everybody taking the beef angle until you get slapped like a.
I see you, I'm gonna say something.
He runs down on folks. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But let me know what you think. Have you noticed the changes in the Earn Your Leisure YouTube channel? I have, and I sincerely believe, I basically know. Like, I know through back channels. I know these guys took my advice. These guys saw my video and they were like, oh man, these are simple changes. Not the most intense changes. A lot of people in the comments are going to be like, Danny, you bugging. Danny, you don't know what you're talking about. I know 100% sure. I'm like 100% sure. Not even like. I'm 100% sure that video led to direct changes at Earn Your Leisure. And it's good. I'm happy they did it. And there's a few more channels that I think I'm going to do the same video about. I feel like doing something about $1 million worth of game. I got to do a video about them because their whole thing collapsed. Yeah, they doing the views. Yeah, they killing it in terms of their contract. But the art is gone. And I also wanted to talk about Sharp and No Jumper. I noticed that they kind of fell out a little bit. And it's really fascinating to see Sharp's downfall. I mean, Sharp was getting millions of views whenever he uploaded a video. But to be quite honest, man, when they got rid of the news, he was on borrowed time. It was over. And then he didn't want to do the manosphere content, you know, where you bark on women and all that stuff.
Like you trying to do, he playing everything. Am I tripping on no,
So we all knew what it was when that was going down. And on top of that, I don't think Sharp is the last one to leave. I'd be looking at Almighty Suspect, and I think to myself, oh man, it's over for Almighty too. The less you see people on thumbnails, the more likely they are to exit a network. All you gotta do is look at certain YouTube channels. Hey, this person's appearing less on the thumbnail. They're not a priority. And I'm looking at a certain channel and I'm noticing the same thing. I think some of you folks might know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's my video for today. Follow me on Instagram to Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter to Stop TV. Follow me on Reddit, Joe Budden Network. That's the Reddit that I mod for. We're at 23,000 or 22,000. We're almost going to get to 30,000 soon. But this is Danny from the Stop. Peace.